Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about History, Chapter 10, 18th Century Political Formations. Students, in this chapter we are going to discuss about Mughals, emergence of new states, Vatanjagis of the Rajputs, the Sikhs, the Marathas and the Jats. At first, we are going to discuss about Mughals. Students, who were the Mughals? Yes, the Mughals were great rulers. They created a huge empire. They expanded their kingdom from Agra to Delhi. Students, do you know who was the first Mughal emperor? Yes, Babur was the first Mughal emperor. Students, Aurangzeb was one of the Mughal emperors. He is known for being the emperor of India from 1658 to 1707. That means Aurangzeb's reign ranges from 1658 to 1707. Students, his campaign against Maratha chieftain Shivaji was very important because initially Aurangzeb got success, but soon Shivaji declared himself an independent king. Mughals were defeated by Marathas. After the decline of the Mughal Empire, new political groups began to emerge in the subcontinent during the first half of the 18th century. Students, can you tell who were the Mughals? Yes, the Mughals were great rulers. Let us discuss about the crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. Students, in this topic we are going to discuss about what were the causes of the fall of the Mughal Empire. At first, we are going to discuss about long war in Deccan. Students, Aurangzeb fought a long war in the Deccan. As a result, the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. Depleted means reduced. So, long war in Deccan is one of the causes of the fall of the Mughal Empire. What was the effect of Aurangzeb's long war in Deccan? Yes, the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. Next, successors of Aurangzeb. What do you mean by successors? Yes, successors means a person or thing that succeeds another. Students, do you know the successors of Aurangzeb were not at all efficient? Under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. See, it became increasingly difficult for later Mughals to keep a check on their powerful Mansabdars. Students, Mansabdar means a man with a Mansab. Mansab means a position or a rank. Mansabdar means a man with a Mansab. Mansab means yes, a position or a rank. Students on that time, nobles appointed as governors. They controlled the offices of revenue and military administration. The successors of Aurangzeb were not efficient. Under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. So, this is one of the causes of the fall of the Mughal Empire. Next, later Mughals. Students, under the later Mughals, Peshans and Jamindars, rebellions increased in many parts of northern and western India. See, these revolts were sometimes caused by the pressure of mounting taxes. At the same time, the local chieftains were also becoming powerful. Next, we are going to discuss about Nadir Shah. Students, who was Nadir Shah? Yes, Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. In 1739, he plundered and sacked the city of Delhi and took away immense amount of wealth. Students, he looted 60 lakhs of rupees, some thousand gold coins, 1 crore worth of goldware, nearly 50 crores worth of jewels, and the peacock throne. Students, the invasion of Nadir Shah was one of the causes of the fall of the Mughal Empire. Students, then Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded North India 5 times between 1748 and 1761. These invasions further weakened the Mughal Empire. Students, already under severe pressure from all sides, the empire was further weakened by competition amongst different groups of nobles. They were divided into two major groups. They are Iranis and Turanis. For a long time, the later Mughals were puppets in the hands of either Iranis and Turanis. Iranis and Turanis were the two major groups of nobles. Students, then the worst possible humiliation came when two Mughal emperors, they are Farrukh Shir and Alamgir II. After that, Ahmad Shah and Shah Alam II were blinded by their nobles. Students, these were a number of factors that led to the decline of the Mughal Empire. Students, do you know what was the effect of Aurangzeb's long war in the Deccan? Yes, the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. Yes. Okay, which parts of India were associated with peasants and Jamindari rebellions? Yes, northern and western parts of India. Students, who was Nadir Shah? Yes, Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. Students, do you know how did the later Mughal emperors lost their control over their nobles? Yes, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down under the later Mughal emperors. Yes, it became increasingly difficult for them to keep a check on their powerful mansabdars. At the same time, nobles appointed as governors often controlled the offices of revenue and military administration as well. This gave them extraordinary political, economical, and military powers over vast regions of the Mughal Empire. Yes, as the governors consolidated their control over the provinces, the periodic remissions of revenue to the capital declined. Moving on to understand emergence of new states. Students, after the decline of the Mughal Empire, Subedars and Jamindars consolidated their authority in different parts of the subcontinent. Subedars means governors of a province or state. Subedars means governors of a province or state. Jamindars means landowners. After the decline of the Mughal Empire, Subedars and landowners consolidated their authority in different parts of the subcontinent. Students, the states of the 18th century can be divided into three overlapping groups. They are states that were old Mughal provinces such as Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. States that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughal as Watan Jagirs. States under the control of Marathas, Sikhs, and others like the Jats. Students, name the three states that were carved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century. Yes, Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. The old Mughal provinces are Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. Students, at first we are going to discuss about Awadh. In 1722, Awadh was founded by Saadat Khan. Awadh was founded by Sadat Khan. Yes. Students, he did not like the Mughal influence in the Awadh region. Therefore, he reduced the number of Jagirdars appointed by the Mughals. Jagirdars means office holders. Students, Sadat Khan did not like the Mughal influence in the Awadh region, so he reduced the number of Jagirdars appointed by the Mughals. He also reduced the size of Jagirs. Jagirs means estate. Students, he appointed his own loyal servant to vacant positions. Students, the state Awadh depended on local bankers and magazines for loans. Students, the full name of Sadat Khan was Burhan ul Mulk Sadat Khan. Students, do you know how did Sadat Khan reduce Mughal influence in the Awadh region? Yes. First of all, he reduced the number of office holders appointed by the Mughals. Office holders means Jagirdars. He reduced number of Jagirdars appointed by the Mughals. Yes. He also reduced the size of Jagirs and appointed his own loyal servants to vacant positions. Students, do you know the accounts of Jagirdars were checked to prevent cheating and the revenues of all districts were reassessed by officials appointed by the Nawab's court. Students, can you tell who was the founder of Awadh? Yes, in 1722, Awadh was founded by Sadat Khan. Next, we are going to discuss about Hyderabad. Students, Hyderabad was founded by Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. He was one of the most powerful members at the court of the Mughal Emperor Farooq Siyar. Soon he became powerful there and declared himself the actual ruler of that region. After being the actual ruler of the Deccan, he began to adopt some policies in order to strengthen his position. They are, at first, he brought skilled soldiers and administrators from North India who welcomed the new opportunities in the south. He appointed Mansabdars and granted Jagirs. He ruled independently without Mughal interference. Students, Asaf wished to control the rich textile producing areas of the Coromandel coast in the east. Students, what was the ambition of the Asaf? Yes, he wished to control the rich textile producing areas of the Coromandel coast in the east. Students, can you tell what were the policies adopted by Asaf to strengthen his position? Yes, he brought skilled soldiers and administrators from North India who welcomed the new opportunities in the south. Yes, he appointed Mansabdars and granted Jagirs. Students, who was the founder of the Hyderabad? Yes, Hyderabad was founded by Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. Hyderabad was founded by Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. Moving on to understand Bengal. Students, the state of Bengal was founded by Murshid Quli Khan. The state of Bengal was founded by Murshid Quli Khan. Under Murshid Quli Khan, Bengal gradually broke away from Mughal control. At first, he was appointed as the Nayab. Nayab means deputy to the governor of the province. Nayab means deputy to the governor of the province. Yes. Murshid Quli Khan very quickly seized all the power. He took the control of Bengal and began to command the revenue administration of the state. Since first of all he transferred all Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa in order to reduce the Mughal influence in Bengal. Then he ordered a major reassessment of the revenues of Bengal. Revenue was collected in cash with great strictness from all jamindars. As a result, many jamindars had to borrow money from bankers and money lenders. Those unable to pay were forced to sell their lands to larger jamindars. Students, how did Murshid Guli Khan become powerful in Bengal? Yes, under Murshid Guli Khan, Bengal gradually broke away from Mughal control. Yes, he was appointed as the Nayab, deputy to the governor of the province. Yes, Nayab means deputy to the governor of the province. Murshid Guli Khan very quickly seized all the power. In order to reduce Mughal influence in Bengal, he transferred all Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa. He ordered a major reassessment of the revenues of Bengal. Revenue was collected in cash with great strictness from all jamindars. Students, who was the founder of the Bengal? Yes, Bengal was founded by Murshid Guli Khan. Students, why did jamindars of Bengal borrow money from bankers and moneylenders? Yes, they borrowed money to pay the revenue in cash. They borrowed money to pay the revenue in cash. Students, now we are going to discuss about common features were shared by these three states, such as Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. The first common feature is many of the larger states were established by Mughal nobles. This is the first common feature. The first common feature is many of the larger states were established by Mughal nobles. The second common feature is all the three states contracted with revenue farmers for the collection of revenue. Students, the third common feature is these three states was their emerging relationship with rich bankers and merchants. These people lent money to receive farmers, received land as security and collected taxes from these lands through their own agents. Moving on to understand the Watan Jagirs of the Rajputs. Students, Watan Jagirs means states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals. Watan Jagirs means states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals. The Rajput kings of Amber and Jodhpur were given permission by the Mughals to enjoy independence in their Watan Jagirs. That means they were permitted to enjoy considerable autonomy in their Watan Jagirs. Soon, these rulers began to extend their control over adjacent regions. On that time, Raja Ajit Singh of Jodhpur held the governorship of Gujarat. Savai Raja Jai Singh was governor of Malwa. Students, these offices were renewed by Emperor Jahandar Shah in 1713. They also tried to extend their territories by seizing portions of imperial territories neighboring their Watans. Nagpur was captured. Students, what do you mean by Watan Jagirs? Yes, Watan Jagirs means states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals. Moving on to understand the Sikhs. Students, Sikhs are people associated with Sikhism. Sikhism was coined by Guru Gobind Singh. Students, coined means created. Sikhism was created by Guru Gobind Singh. Sikhism was created by Guru Gobind Singh. Students, in the 18th century, the Sikhs organized themselves into a number of bands called Jathas and later on miles. Jathas means bands. Miles means small political groups of Sikh warriors. Miles means small political groups of Sikh warriors. Students, The Sikhs became a strong political and military force under Guru Gobind Singh. He organized the Sikhs into a military group called the Khalsa. Khalsa means military groups. What do you mean by Khalsa? Yes, Khalsa means military groups. Guru Gobind Singh fought many battles against the Mughals as well as the Rajputs. The Khalsa rose in revolt against the Mughal authority under the leadership of Guru Gobind Singh. Khalsa means, yes, military groups. The Sikhs' territories expanded from the Indus to the Jamuna, but they were divided under the rulers such as Maharaja Ranjit Singh. On that time, a system called Raki was introduced. This system was introduced to give protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. Why was a system called Raki introduced? Yes, this system was introduced to give protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. After Guru Gobind Singh, the Sikhs were led by Banda Bahadur. He continued the struggle against the Mughals. Students, why was a system called Raki introduced? Yes, this system was introduced to give protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. Students, now we are going to discuss about the Marathas. The Marathas kingdom was another powerful regional kingdom. Shivaji carried out the Maratha Empire. Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Who was Shivaji? Yes, Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Students, Deshmukhs and Kunbis provided the backbone of the Maratha army. Deshmukhs means warrior families, powerful warrior families. Kunbis means peasant pastoralist. Students, the Marathas had a humble origin. Till the end of 17th century, they were minor chieftains serving in the kingdoms of Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda. When these kingdoms became weak, the Marathas declared themselves independent. The Maratha Empire expanded between 1720 and 1761. Shivaji built a powerful Maratha army. Shivaji fought many battles against the Mughals. He built a powerful Maratha army. The Maratha Empire expanded between 1720 and 1761, but it gradually chipped away at the authority of the Mughal Empire. Malwa and Gujarat were seized from the Mughals. Then the Maratha king was recognized as the overlord of the entire Deccan Peninsula. Students, peasant pastoralists provided the backbone of the Maratha army. Shivaji used these forces to challenge the Mughals in the peninsula. Students, what do you know about Shivaji? Yes, Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Shivaji carried out the Maratha kingdom. He built a powerful Maratha army and challenged the Mughals in the peninsula. Students, after the death of Shivaji, Peshwas took the control of the Maratha kingdom. On that time, Pune became its capital. After raiding Delhi in 1737, the frontiers of Maratha domination expanded rapidly into Rajasthan and Punjab in the north, into Bengal and Orissa in the east, and into Karnataka and the Tamil and Telugu countries in the south. Students, can you tell how were peasant pastoralists important for Shivaji? Yes, peasant pastoralists provided the backbone of the Maratha army. See, Shivaji used these forces to challenge the Mughals in the peninsula. Students, who was Shivaji? Yes, Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. The Maratha king was recognized as the overlord of the entire Deccan Peninsula. He possessed the right to levy Chat and Sardeshmagi in the entire region. Students, Chat means 25% of the land revenue claimed by Jamindars. In the Deccan, this was collected by the Marathas. Chat means 25% of the land revenue claimed by Jamindars. Shardesmagi means 9 to 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan. Shardesmagi means 9 to 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan. Students on that time agriculture was encouraged and trade revived. New trade routes emerged within the areas controlled by the Marathas. The silk produced in the Chanderi region now found a new outlet in Pune. Burhanpur, which had earlier participated in the trade between Agra and Surat, now expanded its hinterland to include Pune and Nagpur in the south and Lucknow and Allahabad in the east. Students, can you tell what was Chat? Yes. 25% of the land revenue claimed by Jamindars was known as Chow. Yes. Okay, what was Sardeshmukhi? Yes. 9 to 10 percentage of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan was known as Shardesmukhi. Moving on to understand the Jats. Students, the Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. Like other states, they also consolidated their power during the late 17th and 18th centuries. The Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. Churaman was the leader of the Jats. Under the leadership of Churaman, they acquired territories situated to the west of the city of Delhi. By the 1680s, they had begun dominating the region between the two cities of Delhi and Agra. Students on that time, towns like Panipat and Balabgarh became major trading centers. Under Surajmal, the kingdom of Bharatpur emerged as a strong state. When Nadir Shah sacked Delhi in 1739, many of the city's notables took refuge there. Javagar Shah was son of Nadir Shah. Who was Javagar Shah? Yes. Javagar Shah was the son of Nadir Shah. Yes. Students, Javagar Shah had 30,000 troops of his own and hired another 20,000 Maratha and 15,000 Sikh troops to fight the Mughals. Students, on that time, the Bharatpur fort was built in a traditional style at Dig. The Jats built an elaborate garden palace combining styles seen at Amber and Agra. Students, do you know under whose leadership the Jats became powerful? Yes, the Jats became powerful under the leadership of Churaman. Students, who were the Jats? Yes, the Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. Students, now I am going to revise important terms. At first, Subedar. What do you mean by Subedar? Yes, Subedar means governor of a province or state. Subedar means governor of a province or state. Next, Nayaks. Nayaks means Telugu warrior chiefs. Nayaks means Telugu warrior chiefs. Let us discuss about Jagirdari. Students, Jagirdari means land ownership. Jagirdari means land ownership. Next, Peshwa. Students, Peshwa means principal minister. Peshwa means principal minister. Moving on to understand Jathas. Students, jathas means bands. Jathas means bands. Students, now I am going to revise important dateline. At first, 1707. Students, in 1707, Aurangzeb died. Who was Aurangzeb? Yes, Aurangzeb was Mughal emperor. Next, 1708. Students, in 1708, Guru Gobind Singh died. In 1708, Guru Gobind Singh died. Students, the Sikhs became a strong political and military force under Guru Gobind Singh. Next, 1739. Students, in 1739, Nadir Shah invaded Delhi. In 1739, Nadir Shah invaded Delhi. Students, who was Nadir Shah? Yes, Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. Next, 1627 to 1680. Students, this is the period of Shivaji. 1627 to 1680. This is the period of Shivaji. Who was Shivaji? Yes, Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Students, now I am going to revise very short answer type questions. First, what was the effect of Aurangzeb's long war in the Deccan? Students, we know the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. This is the effect of Aurangzeb's long war in the Deccan. What was the effect of Aurangzeb's long war in the Deccan? Yes, the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. Now, question number 2. Students, name the 3 states that were carved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century. Yes, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Students, name the 3 states that were carved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century. Yes, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Students, now question number 3. Why was a system called Raki introduced? Yes, this system was introduced to give protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. This system was introduced to give protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. Students, now question number 4. Who was Shivaji? Yes, Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Shivaji was the founder of the Maratha kingdom. Next, question number 5. What was Chad? Yes, 25% of the land revenue claimed by Jamindars was known as Chad. 25% of the land revenue claimed by Jamindars was known as Chad. Students, now question number 6. What was Sardeshmughi? Yes, 9 to 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan was known as Sardeshmughi. 9 to 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan was known as Sardeshmughi. Next, question number 7. Students, who were the Jats? Yes, the Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. The Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. Moving on to understand the impact of Nadir Shah. Students, who was Nadir Shah? Yes, Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. Nadir Shah was the ruler of Iran. Yes. Students, Nadir Shah sacked and plundered the city of Delhi in 1739 and took away immense amounts of wealth. As a result, the Mughal treasury became vacant. So, Delhi turned into a deserted place. The wealthy now became beggars. The new city Shahjahanabad turned into rebel. Delhi, once so rich, became poor after Nadir Shah looted it. Students, now I am going to revise what were the causes of the fall of the Mughal Empire. Students, there were a number of factors that led to the decline of the Mughal Empire. At first, Emperor Aurangzeb fought a long war in the Deccan. As a result, the military and financial resources of his empire got depleted. Next, the successors of Aurangzeb were not at all efficient. The efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. Next, under the later Mughals, peasant and Jamindar rebellions increased in many parts of northern and western India. Students, these revolts were sometimes caused by the pressure of mounting taxes. So, the local chieftains were also becoming powerful by seizing the economic resources of the region. Then Nadir Shah, the ruler of Iran, sacked and plundered the city of Delhi in 1739 and took away immense amount of wealth. As a result, the Mughal treasury became vacant. Delhi turned into a deserted place. On that time, students, the wealthy now became beggars. The new city, Shahjahanabad, turned into a rebel. Delhi, once so rich, became poor after Nadir Shah looted it. Again, Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded North India 5 times between 1748 and 1761. Students, these invasions further weakened the Mughal Empire. The competition amongst different groups of nobles further weakened the empire. These were two major groups or factions, the Iranis and Turanis. So, in 18th century, the Mughal Empire gradually fragmented into a number of independent and regional states. They are states that were old Mughal provinces such as Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. States that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughal as Watan Jogis. States under the control of Marathas, Sikhs, and others like the Jats. Students, do you know how were peasant pastoralists important for Shivaji? Yes, peasant pastoralists provided the backbone of the Maratha army. Shivaji used these forces to challenge the Mughals in the peninsula. Students, do you know how did Murshid Quli Khan become powerful in Bengal? Yes, under Murshid Quli Khan, Bengal gradually broke away from Mughal control. Students, at first he was appointed as the Naib, deputy to the governor of the province, although never a formal Subedar. Murshid Quli Khan very quickly seized all the power that went with that office. Soon he began to command the revenue administration of the state. In order to reduce Mughal influence in Bengal, he transferred all Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa. After that, he ordered a major reassessment of the revenues of Bengal. Students, on that time, revenue was collected in cash with great strictness from all jamindars. Students, can you name the new social groups that developed in Awadh to influence the management of the state's revenue system? Yes, moneylenders and bankers. Students, do you know why did Jamindars of Bengal borrow money from bankers and moneylenders? Yes, They borrowed money to pay the revenue in cash. They borrowed money to pay the revenue in cash. Students under whose relationship the Jats became powerful? Yes, the Jats became powerful under the leadership of Churaman. Thank you.